Hello everyone, welcome to today's episode of our podcast. Today, we are going to talk about the life of Albert Einstein. He was a very smart man who changed the way we think about the world. Let's dive into his story. Albert Einstein was born on March 14, 1879 in a small town in Germany called Ulm. He had a young sister named Maja. When Albert was a young little boy, he was very curious about the world around him. He loved to ask questions and figure out how things worked. When Albert was 5 years old, his dad showed him a compass. Albert was fascinated by the way the needle always pointed north. He wondered why it did that. This made him want to learn more about the world and how it works. As Albert grew up, he went to school. But he didn't always like it. He thought the teachers made learning boring. He liked to learn on his own and read books about science and math. When he was a teenager, he started to think about things like light and time. He had big questions that he wanted to answer. When Albert was 16, he moved to Switzerland with his family. He went to a special school called the Polytechnic in Zurich. There, he studied math and physics. He was very good at these subjects, but he didn't always get along with his teachers. He liked to do things his own way. After he finished school, Albert had a hard time finding a job. Finally, he got a job at the patent office in Bern, Switzerland. His job was to look at inventions and decide if they were good enough to get a patent. This job gave him a lot of time to think about his own ideas. In 1905, Albert had a big year. He wrote 4 important papers that changed the way people think about science. One of these papers was about something called the theory of relativity. This theory said that time and space are connected and that they can change depending on how fast you are moving. It was a very new idea, and it took people a while to understand it. Albert's ideas made him famous. Scientists all over the world started to pay attention to him. In 1915, he published another very important paper about something called the general theory of relativity. This theory explained how gravity works in a new way. It said that gravity is like a curve in space and time. In 1919, there was an experiment that proved Albert's theory was right. Scientists watched an eclipse and saw that light from stars bend around the sun, just like Albert said it would. This made him even more famous. People all over the world knew his name. Albert Einstein was not just a scientist, he was also a good person. He cared about the world and the people in it. He spoke out against war and for peace. He also helped other scientists and worked to make the world a better place. In 1933, Albert had to leave Germany because the government there was not nice to Jewish people. He moved to the United States and got a job at University in Princeton, New Jersey. He lived there for the rest of his life. During World War II, Albert wrote a letter to the President of the US warning him about the danger of atomic bombs. He did not want these powerful weapons to be used. But after the war, he worked hard to make sure they were never used again. Albert Einstein died on April 18, 1955. He was 76 years old. Even though he is gone, his ideas are still very important. Scientists today still use his theories to understand the universe. He showed us that the world is full of wonder and that with curiosity and hard work, we can learn amazing things. Well, that's the story of Albert Einstein. Thanks for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. We will be back next time with another interesting story. Till then, have a great day.